Other issue now that was addressed in this manifesto around the decriminalization movement that is an ongoing process and the issues around it is that there's no consistency in THC levels.
Yeah.
Another big one,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Break it down for us. THC, what is it? And what does the level of THC in cannabis have to do with anything?
Well, it goes back to what I was sharing earlier with regards to medicine. Cannabis has tremendous amounts of cannabinoids. As a matter of fact, we're still learning about cannabinoids that comes from the plant. However, THC is a cannabinoid that is derived through heat. That's why when people smoke, because of the combustion, the heat that comes behind it, you activate the THC. That cannabinoid is, as I said, is only activated through heat. What tends to happen is that when you utilize it, it enters into your bloodstream. And as a result, it tends to alter your mind. As we say in local parlance, get you high. What tends to happen with the human body, if you're using a particular strain for a period of time, your body gets accustomed to it. So the average person will be looking for a higher level. So they continue to breed strains that continues to produce more THC.
Or lace the cannabis.
Well,
to get different effects.
We have noticed people are doing that as well.
Yeah.
But that brings a lot of side effects because it isn't natural. It is not natural and it doesn't react to your body naturally. People do it also to get people addicted to their products, you know, but we, coming from Moruga, we are not of that.
Yeah.
We want to offer you something that it brings tremendous benefits to your body, not just getting you high, not just the best terpenes, but something that you will enjoy and you would see the results.
So this is why these issues are so important to address and tackle one by one when it comes to decriminalization. It's a much bigger discussion than,
of course,
oh, now we can legally grow weed at home and we can walk around with a spliff and not have to worry. It's way, 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 way deeper than that.
Of course it is.
Now, we're in Moruga for a reason. Here is known as the cannabis city of Trinidad and Tobago. There's a history, a deep, rich legacy and history of farming cannabis in Moruga. Can you give us a little background about that?
Well, Moruga has had a clandestine operation spanning back as much as 40 years plus. Moruga has been known for growing high quality organic herb in the mountains here. And through the years, the reputation has continued to develop. We still maintain a status quo, even though everybody's growing cannabis. And I think it has a lot to do with the terrain. It has to do with to do with the knowledge of the farmers through the years who has passed down the knowledge.
Why is that? Like, I heard that Moruga was one of the first places to start planting and cultivating marijuana. How come? What's the genesis of that?
Well, one of the pluses is that the soil is very rich. If you do a study in terms of the nutrients of the soil in Moruga, you'll tend to realize that it's very rich. In most places, they don't need to add anything. You know, most times your soil might be depleted in a particular nutrients. Most times in Moruga, no. And we are close to the seacoast. So we receive a lot of sea blasts, nutrients in the atmosphere. Plus, we have been practicing organic farming for years. Yeah. Because we know, we prefer quality over quantity. Let me just say that. I'll refer to tomatoes. You would go to the market and you would see a nice rosy red tomatoes looking big, luscious and juicy. You cut it, it's succulent. However, it lacks flavor. It lacks depth. You rest it on your counter and within 2 to 3 days it melts because they use primarily salts and synthetic nutrients. In Moruga, we use more organic, more natural, earthworm castings, kelp from the sea. You get what I mean? Bat guano. Yeah. Mountain mortel, and so much more to list of organic nutrients we use here in Moruga. So what tends to happen? The produce mightn't be as big and luscious, but bet your bottom dollar, you're getting quality. And that is what sets us aside from everybody else.
So it's not just the scorpion peppers.
Not just the scorpion peppers.
Everything with slight. There's also a rich tradition of farming families here.
Yes.
We tend to find Moruga don't just have farmers, they have families of farmers passing on generations of
Yes.
knowledge. Can you tell us how that works? Because that's a great framework to work with moving forward for TNT, right?
Definitely. I mean, it's just like having a business. If you have a business and it works really well, definitely you want to pass it on to your children. We have seen that in Trinidad. Tremendous establishments pass on their legacy to their kids. It's the same thing here in Moruga. Herb has been an integral part. It was, as you would know from history, cannabis was brought to Trinidad by the East Indian community, especially the devotees of Lord Shiva. And when they brought the Lanre sativa to Moruga, we mastered it. We mastered cultivating it. We know how to bring it in different sizes. We know how to adjust the quality of the product. And I mean, it's something that we have been experimenting with years. And the farmers have passed it on to their children, and their children have passed it on to their children, and by extension, the community. So in this time, we have young farmers coming up. We have passed the baton on to, and they're doing extremely well, as you could see.
All 4 of them. 4.
Young people,
Yeah.
I mean, who have taken the trade on seriously, and they're very diligent, and we just want to continue to offer them that support.